Chof Ches Sivan, a monumental day in the history of Lubavitch that was unknown. It's incredible how the Rebbe took this day, which Lechura is a private day. It was his Yom Hatzolah, as the Rebbe himself corrected Rabbi Harlik when he made the announcement about the Chagigah, to say that it is Ish Ubeisei, it's a family event, and the Rebbe opened it up and included us in this Chagigah. It's fascinating. The Frierdiker Rebbe, when he was talking about the Hayom Yom that he was planning and he was hoping to create, he says for this he needs a pnimi, a mesuder, he needs somebody incredibly special, and he is sure eventually it'll happen. When the Rebbe came, after a while, first of all, the Rebbe, Frierdiker Rebbe, mentioned before the Rebbe came on Shavuos, the Rebbe said there's a special guest coming. Then, after the Rebbe came, a short while later, the Frierdiker Rebbe appointed him to write the Hayom Yom. So this was extremely special, and the Frierdiker Rebbe writes a letter to a Chossid to inform him that I want you to know the big surah that my daughter and son-in-law have arrived to these shores. But it was all private. It was all hidden. I remember Tov Shin Mem Hey on Chof Ches Sivan. My daughter was born early in the morning, Monday, early morning, and I came to the Rebbe's minyan to be media that I had a child, and I had an aliyah, and I gave a name. And I gave the name Chane. Bochrim came to me after davening. They asked me, did you give the name because of the date? And I have to admit, I had no idea about what the date meant. To me, it was only natural to give the name Chane. Lepeil, it turned out that the previous year in the Igris Kedesh was published, and there the letter of the Frierdiker Rebbe informing us about the arrival of the Rebbe to these shores. What happened as a result? The date was unknown. But just like we find Yud Aleph Nisan, the Rebbe's birthday, before they started celebrating, I remember Shnas HaShivim, there was a lot of hesitation. People were not ready. They didn't know how will the Rebbe react if we should celebrate his birthday. And then the Rebbe included us all and approved of it. Not only that, it became the Yud Aleph Nisan HaGodel Shnas HaShivim, a major turning point in the history of Lubavitch. The Rebbe and Lubavitch and Chassidim are inseparable. And this is something that the Rebbe made even stronger and clearer when it came to Chof Ches Sivan. When it was 50 years, and a few bochrim decided that it's only appropriate to prepare something to celebrate this special occasion. They put together a kuntres of siches. Nobody knew if the Rebbe would approve. Lepoil went into the Rebbe, and the Rebbe gave it a date. And not only did he give it a date, the date was on the Pesach Dover. And it says there that it's a Tnufa Chadosha. The Frierdiker Rebbe started a Tnufa Chadosha in Hafatzas HaMa'ayanos, through the Meizdes that he appointed the Rebbe to lead, Machne Yisrael, Merkez, and Kohos. And then the Rebbe took this kuntres, he asked that they should print enough copies so he can distribute it on that day. And when the Rebbe came back from the Oyel, and the Gaboim and Maskiris tried to work it out in such a way that the Rebbe should be able to take a break after Ma'ariv and have a little rest, a little bite, and come back to give out the kuntres, the Gabbai announced that they will make a hefsek because the kuntresim are not ready. The Rebbe spoke a few words, And the Gabbai said, we'll make a hefsek. And the Rebbe, with a big smile, said, why make a hefsek if we can make a hemshech? And the Rebbe started talking again. You saw love and inclusion. This is amazing. This is a Yom Tov that we all have to celebrate, if not for what happened, as how the Rebbe celebrated. He invited us, he invited Chassidim, he included us, and this is the Yom Tov of Chof Ches Sivan. Tnufa Chadosha, it's a turning point in the life and the history of Lubavitch.